What's the worst piece of financial advice somebody has given you? When my mom said that she will hold my money for me as a kid. Just get it at Rent-A-Center. My father would tell me to max my credit card on a new car, and if they asked for payments just say fuck 'em. What are they going to do? My father is several levels of debt hell deep that he's trying to get out of now, but he's at least trying. Hold on to those French francs, they will be worth a lot someday. I'm not holding my breath. So when I was 24, I was financially struggling. I had a job that worked me a lot of hours, but only paid me $10 an hour. My parents talked me into buying a brand new 2004 four-door Honda Civic. The pre-interest price tag on it was about $25,000. A few weeks after getting it, my hours got regulated and it took one entire paycheck to make the monthly note on it. I could not afford the insurance on it. I very quickly realized my parents were bad at money. Take out a 401k loan to build a pool. It will raise the value of your house. Yeah, even if they've recently robbed you, you should still lend them the $500 they need to move to another city. They're your family after all. Dad. I don't even know how mom married your dumb ass. Spend it quickly or it'll get stolen. Coming from someone with a history of losing and blowing their money. My Phil, when I mention our retirement plan, I never contribute to my retirement account. Money now is always better than money later. I needed to have a conversation with my husband how we would not be supporting his mom and dad and their insane spending when they have no retirement plan and make huge financial mistakes on a weekly basis. Good news is they both make good money. My aunt took me to a car dealership when I was looking to buy my own first car. I was looking at the clunkers I could afford, but she said I should be looking at the new cars. She said, the total price doesn't matter because you make monthly payments. I suddenly understood too well why she had always been so financially unstable. Don't worry about a career, Armageddon will come before you finish high school. My parents, Jehovah's Witnesses. That an emergency fund wasn't necessary when you can always get a payday loan or use your credit card. He wasn't joking. Spend whatever is in your bank account the day before payday, you obviously don't need it. Once you cut up the credit card, you don't have to pay it. My cousin is not doing so hot. I'm pretty sure there are warrants out for his arrest in several states. One of my uncles once told me that I never really had to pay my phone bill. He suggested that I simply jump to another carrier and let the first company cut you off. His life has turned out exactly as you'd imagine. A relative tried to recruit me into Amway. He wound up stuck with a garage full of their products. I've lived on my own since I was 17. I bought a car and worked my ass off to pay it off. It needed new tires, so I called my mom to ask her how to go about it. I literally didn't know tires had sizes, for Pete's sake. She told me to just go trade it in for a new car. And I fucking listened to her. I traded a paid-off 5-year-old car because it needed new tires. You guys. Just get another credit card. My friend who hasn't worked in 3 years and is currently just vibing with his new credit cards he somehow got approved. 4. 1976 San Francisco. Keep renting. No one will ever pay $35,000 for a 2-bedroom house and garage with a sweeping view of the East Bay. Added later, I went back to visit the old neighborhood a few years ago. Those $35,000 stucco homes up many flights of steps perched on the top of Potrero Hill were now all gentrified, remodeled, gated, and asking $1M plus, and that was 5 years ago. When I got to university and opened a student current account, I received an interest-free overdraft of about £1,200. I wasn't entirely sure of what that meant. My brother informed me, so that's like your new zero, and encouraged me to use it to buy a new gaming PC. For the next few years I really wish I hadn't taken that advice. He's never been too amazing with his money, so I should have seen that one coming. Don't take a raise if it puts you into the next tax bracket. And pay the minimum on your credit card to establish good credit. As others have pointed out, sometimes getting into another bracket or other threshold may affect other benefits such as food stamps and other government, non-governmental assistance. Mileage may vary. I was specifically talking about taxes. Put it all on black. My cousin bought a camper, went camping once, and then decided camping wasn't for them. Rather than selling it, they decided to just stop making the payments and let the bank come and get it. Which, eventually, they did. Don't make more money, you'll go up a tax bracket and end up paying more taxes, so you'll end up making less overall. This isn't how taxes work, people. If you go $1 into the next tax bracket, only that $1 is taxed higher. You can't make less money by making more money. Edit, yay. My first awards. Thanks, party people. A few people pointed out some edge cases. For example, tiered benefit packages can cause this to not always be quite true. Also, you might notice your immediate paycheck not be as high from working a few overtime shifts that you would expect. That's because the taxes which are taken from that individual check are calculated as though that's how much you make all year. It gets a little more complicated, but it will be worth it come tax time. Overtime is a great way to earn some extra cash if you have the time and energy. Edit 2, this is also coming from Canada. From reading replies, I've learned a lot about tax in several other countries I never knew. Thanks everyone. Don't invest in a 401k. Luckily, I didn't listen. I got $90 and my 11-year-old son told me I should buy $90 worth of kazoos. No real plan past that. Know what's better than winning money on roulette? Doubling down and winning even more. To me, these beanie babies are an investment in our future. Edit, thank you for my first silver. This wasn't really their fault because none of us, least of all 20-year-old me lol, could have predicted the fallout from the recession. I was in college when it hit, about halfway through a bachelor's degree. We're not rich and I was paying for it with loans on a semester-by-semester basis. Friday, you could get a loan. Then suddenly by Monday you couldn't. Anywhere. Friends were dropping out left and right, unable to come up with the money for the next semester. That's when my parents gave me the worst financial advice I'll probably ever get: take on a $25,000 private student loan with a variable interest rate of 11%. The logic was, we'd refinance it right after college, simple as that. We didn't predict, if they should have known. It's whatever, that private student loans would be untouchable. No one would refinance it and I was trapped with this absurdly high interest loan. Every year I'd try once, maybe twice, and I was always rejected for having too bad a debt-to-income ratio. The payments, plus the payments of my other loans, were too high to make anything but the minimums, which went straight to interest. It was like I'd hanged myself but misjudged the length of the rope and could just barely skate my toes on the ground and keep me alive. Barely. It took years to get out from under it. In the end, some 8 years later, we made the final payment. On a $27,000 loan I paid an additional $23,000 in interest at a 13% rate. Edit, dang, woke up with that pregnancy bladder. Thanks everyone, so happy to have things to read while I can't sleep lol. A quick update, I'm in a great place now. Funnily, if it weren't for college and all this I'd never have met my husband, who ultimately would convince me to change careers into software engineering and support me doggedly while I changed careers and turned the tables on my debt. It's no exaggeration, he saved my life. It's funny, I make more money now than I ever would have as a professional cook, and I'm, as far as the tech industry is concerned, not formally educated. I have about $25,000 left at a reasonable fixed 5% and I think I'm going to pay it off this year. Just in time for the baby who is getting a fund for college/life before the damn cord falls off. Join my MLM and make lots money. No.